Hey everybody, Tom Gentile. Welcome to our Monday morning midday report. It is Monday, August 3rd, 2020. Glad to have you here. Let me know if you can see me and you can hear me. I'm coming from the subway. Actually, I'm in my podcasting room up here in upstate New York, and we're gonna go from here. So part of this is gonna start out here in the podcast room. Then we're gonna run next door to the video room, where I'm going to be doing the stocks, bonds, currencies, commodity stuff. And then I'm going to come back to the podcasting room and we'll talk a little bit about cryptocurrency. So I got all that covering with you for the next 30 minutes. Looks like we're coming in loud and clear. And I changed it. So I got rid of the audio issues. All right. I've got video issues. Going to be a little blurry this week. But that will be changing very soon as well. So anyway, just hang in there with me. I think everything will be just fine. Let me move over here and share my screen with you real quick, because this is where we're going to start out. And so we're going to be talking about stocks, bonds, currencies, commodities, cryptocurrencies. I want to also share with you, how many of you saw what happened to Kodak last week? All right, KODK, because that was, I think, the number one trending stock on Robinhood. And I tried to trade it on Wednesday. And I want to show you what happened with that. So that was one thing I want to discuss with you. And then, of course, we're going to talk a little bit about cryptocurrency. All right. So, guys, one thing I'm not going to have time to talk about is we put a new video up on Tom's Trading Room, the YouTube page, called Covered Call Paydays. So if you are interested in learning about covered calls and how we scan for them, I'm going to throw the link out there one more time for you. It's an HTTPS link that says youtube.com on it, and that will take you straight to that one. If you subscribe to the videos, then you'll get them. You'll get notified as soon as they go up. I will be putting a new video up tonight, looking at the money calendar for August. All right. So we're going to take a look at the seasonal calendar that I have 10 years on. So we're going to be covering that in a video that I'll be launching later this evening. All right. So today, though, we're going to talk about SPY, TLT, UUP, USO, something I call Don't Cry Over Spilt Film, and cryptocurrency basics. All right. So that is the plan here for our time together. And now what I want to do with you is we need to go that way. Okay. We need to go into the next room, and we're going to put the charts on the big screen. So follow me, come along as we drop into our next room and start talking about the markets. Hey, there I am. All right, so I need to pick up my pen here so that I can show you what we got going on here, guys. We're going to look at the big ones. All right, that's the plan here, is stocks, bonds, currencies, commodities. Then we'll take a look at crypto. I might do that back in the next room. In fact, I will do that back in the next room. So starting off with the S&P 500, you can see here, this is a day chart of the S&P 500. This goes all the way back to May, the end of May, Memorial Day. So we're really basically looking at the holiday pattern and what's happened here since. So we were at 295 at the beginning of May. We came up, and I've been talking about this for quite some time, okay? This is called an ITR. All right, let me explain that. Island top reversal. Okay, island top reversal, which took us up to around 320. And then within about a week, we were all the way down below 300 once again. But since then, we've kind of rallied back. It did take us some time, though. If you take a look at the chart, this is 610. We didn't cross back above that until right about here, which is the middle of July. So it took 6 weeks from that island top reversal to take that out. All right. Since then, we've been kind of struggling to get above new highs, but we did so today. Last week was Fed decision week, and that really did kind of churn the markets back and forth a bit. But since then, the market has jumped out to new highs. My expectations is that if we can get through the next 2 weeks of earnings, that I believe that we are going to slowly move higher as we head into Labor Day. All right, let's take a look at what the other charts have to say about it. Let's look at TLT for a moment, and I need to erase a few things here. All right, so let's get rid of all this. So now we're looking at TLT, the iShares Barclays 20-year Treasury ETF. And this one, since the month of May, we started out at 166. We dropped all the way down into the 150s, right? Since then, it's been a series of higher highs and lower highs. We've had a pullback, but I will tell you what's happened today. What's happened today is we've got a very interesting buying pattern, a short-term buying pattern that's gone on with this chart, because what my software is seeing is channel stacking. We're seeing a lot of channel stacking going on for TLT. The other thing that's interesting about TLT is it is defying logic right now, because the bond traders do not believe that this stock market rally is for real, right? And that's why they've been carrying this up. And so a lot of smart money has been going into the bond market. And we've noticed that for quite some time now. All right, so let's erase that. Let's take a look at cash. So cash is kind of telling us a different story. All right, so you can see here, UUP, the double dollar index, has been dropping. Now, this was the highs as we were going into Memorial Day, around 26.80 to 27. We've dropped all the way down to around almost 25 before getting a bit of a rebound this morning. So as cash comes out, as cash sells off, this is good for stocks. This is good for foreign currencies. This is also good for commodities like oil, right? And oil is what I want to talk about next. So let's move over to USO. USO has a different chart, right? USO since May, we put in some bottoms right here at 25, and then the top was really right below 30, about 29.80. And we hugged that 29.80 line. We jumped above it, and this was back near the end of July. And we've been struggling to get back above 30. 30 it was hit one time so far this year. The one good thing I can tell you about oil is ever since the reverse split that happened back in April, oil has gone up and is probably up about 80%, USO, up about 80% since that reverse split. There is very cause for concern that if oil is going to get above this area of 30, that the sellers are all going to come in and sell this thing off. All right. Now, positives on oil, as I erase this chart, the positives on oil are that we're seeing a lot of folks, 97% of all travel is being done by car now. No one wants to jump on an airplane. No one wants to jump on a bus. And I can tell you, in the last week since I've been here in New York, the one thing that I notice is I live upstate. All right, I have a house upstate, and upstate, and what I mean upstate is I don't live that far away from Manhattan, but far enough where a lot of the folks that live in this town, what they do is they go to commuter parking lots, and those commuter parking lots for years and years, and maybe even decades, I barely have ever seen a single spot open. That's not the case today. In fact, every spot's open in commuter parking because no one wants to take mass transit into the city. The city's still, it's not on lockdown, but you take a look at, say, EarthCam. You take a look at what's going on in Manhattan. I mean, it is, it's almost like an apocalypse has gone on because there's not much traffic down there, right? We've kind of seen, especially on the weekends, no one wants to go down there like they used to. Everyone wants to go upstate. Everyone wants to go to the Catskills. Everyone wants to go to Lake George. Everyone wants to go to the Adirondacks, or they want to go to the beaches in Jersey or on Long Island. But that's what's happening is folks are they're revisiting local areas that are outdoors, and they think that's going to be a great push for oil. However, it's been a little bit of a problem since then. All right, last chart I'm going to show you, and then we're going to jump back into the podcasting room, is gold. All right, now it's no stranger for those of you that have been with me on the Money Midday, that this and Bitcoin have been where I've been putting the majority of my money. And so I'm short a bunch of hotel stocks, Las Vegas stocks, and I am primarily long gold and Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. And so gold has been paying me very well. In fact, I'm averaged in down here, and we've done a lot of this. But the real moves actually started just after mid-July when we moved above 170, and we now have moved up into the mid 180s. All right, 200 is a round number resistance target that I am looking for in GLD. But yeah, I mean, we're seeing analysts now pushing gold to go 2,500, which I think is a reasonable number. I like 22 to 2,500 on the price of gold per ounce. But we're seeing numbers of 5,000 and even 10,000 coming in, especially if we do get a drop in the market and a second wave of coronavirus comes. All right. So there you go, guys. That is stocks, bonds, currencies, and commodities for you. And if I were to kind of sum it up, and I'll sum it up again here at the end of our session together. But when you look at the technicals on the chart right now, the technicals are saying, the trend is your friend. The trend is your friend in stocks. The trend is your friend in the bond market right now. The trend is definitely your friend if you're short the US dollar. And the trend is your friend in commodities like USO and GLD. All right, so come on back with me. We're going to go back over into the podcasting room. I want to talk about cryptocurrency. I also want to show you what happened or what didn't happen with me with Kodak. All right, and we'll talk about, for those of you that are just getting started in crypto, what you can do to get educated and get started. So come on, let's go back over to the other room. All right, so we're back over into my other podcasting room here. Welcome back. I know this is crazy. I'm playing around with the stuff to make sure that that all the bells and whistles are working well here for me. But let's get back onto my screen, because I want to get back on my screen. And I want to talk a little bit about. I really first want to show you what happened with me with Kodak. Then we'll talk about cryptocurrency. So let's pop on over here. I'm going to share my screen once again with you. There we go. You should see the screen there in front of you. And let's talk about, I got to show you what happened with me with Kodak. So for any of you that saw Kodak last week, all right, Kodak started out last Monday at $2.13 and had been trading in those lows, all right, those low areas. And what I mean by low is take a look below where it says low 213. The volume was almost nothing. Nobody was trading this thing. All right. Then Tuesday, a report came out that the government was going to use these guys, I was building masks or doing something. I don't think it was. Maybe it wasn't building masks, but they were going to use them to help fight coronavirus. And all of a sudden, everything started to jump, and this stock jumped up to around, I think it was like $10. By Wednesday, it traded at a high of 60. Unbelievable. All right. So, and you look at that, and I was looking at it. How many of you in the room right now, first of all, let me ask the question and just put it in the chat box, because I'm seeing the chat box right now. How many of you heard about Kodak last week? All right. How many of you heard about Kodak and was looking at it to trade? Because I certainly was. I was looking at Kodak. The next question is, who was long? Who wanted to be long and who wanted to be short? All right. I came in, I saw this move, and I thought, okay, buy the rumor, sell the news. Buy the rumor, sell the news. The news came out, and all of a sudden, this thing's trading above 60. Now I'm seeing it, and it went from 60 back down to 30 within, 10, 15 minutes time. And this is what ended up happening to me. So first I went to, I wasn't even going to go to Robinhood because they wouldn't take a short from me if I wanted to. So I skipped right by Robinhood, and I went to Charles Schwab, and I couldn't get any short stock. I wanted to short this thing. And I thought, you know where I'm going to go? I'm going to go to Interactive Broker, because when it comes right down to it, that I typically, if I want to do something crazy like short stock and Interactive Broker, I'll do it, and usually not a problem. But this is what ended up happening to me. All right. First, I couldn't get anything from them, and then they're looking for possible shorts for me. This was on the 30th. I'm asking them this question at 8:36 in the morning, and they say, okay, we located some stock for a possible short sell. And then at 11:14, they came back and said we were unable. So they couldn't sell short the Kodak. That was at 11.14. Here's where the stock was at 11.14. It's trading at 40. I wanted to short it at 40. So what's happened to Kodak since then? Well, you can see, of course, buy the rumor, sell the news definitely worked for this particular stock. You couldn't sell options on this one, and you couldn't buy puts on it because there were no strike prices at 60. The stock was trading at 2 on Monday. It goes to 60. They just can't create strike prices on the fly. So that didn't happen. And as you can see, as a result, Kodak did do the buy the rumor, sell the news. It was down another 18% this morning off of Friday's close. So there you go. All right. Let's spend the rest of our time together talking about cryptocurrency. And so I want to share a little bit with you on this. So for those of you that are brand new with cryptocurrency, you might wonder how it actually works. And cryptocurrency it's a barter like anything. All right. Barter started out with if I was in the transportation business and you had some sort of product, and you said, hey, can you take my product from A to B? I'll give you some of my product. That's a barter. And eventually that barter became, instead of exchanging goods and services back and forth, there was a fiat currency made. Obviously, that brings us to US dollar, right? Cryptocurrency is very similar where, your cryptocurrency is mined, it's digitally mined, and that digital mining has a value for the work that was created to mine these coins. All right. But the way that you trade them back and forth is you're downloading software to your computer. Your software is going to generate a code, and that's going to be your wallet. Okay. People can pay you with that code, and you can pay others with that code. All right. So that's how that happens. And it gets verified through the Bitcoin network verification. And basically, it's a ledger that just verifies that you have X amount of Bitcoin that you want to receive or send, all right, for goods and services. Now, there's 3 ways to basically profit on crypto: mining, buy and hold, and trading it. Mining used to be a great way to profit on it, but that's kind of gone out the window because, of the 22 million Bitcoins that are available, I think 96% of all of that has been mined. So it's a lot harder to mine it, to grab those last few coins. And the costs for most of us typically outweigh the benefits. So we're going to look at 2 and 3, buy and hold and trade. And you can buy and hold and trade these. And I'm going to show you how I do it in Coinbase. But before you do that, and I'm really speaking to those of you that are that live in the United States. In most of the states, you can use Coinbase. So in order to do that, you have to set up a digital wallet first. And a digital wallet is much like a wallet or purse that you have. However, a digital wallet stores your digital currency, where like a wallet or purse would store regular currency. All right. And keep in mind that a digital wallet is essentially, it's a marketplace or an exchange. So the first step that you want to take to before you even go to Coinbase is you need to go to you need to get an authenticator. Now, there's a few of them out there, but the Google Authenticator is the one that I use. All right. And so if you Google Authenticator, then you'll be able to find the Google Authenticator, download that. You'll have to sign up for it. It's very easy. Once you do that, you're going to have a code, an automatic code that generates, I think it's about every 30 seconds. And so if I were to show you what that looks like, let me stop sharing for just a moment. All right. I have a separate iPhone, and I put my Google Authenticator on it. So you can see it right here. Wow. That was looking good for a second, and then it went away. There we go. Is that back? Can you guys see that? It's for some. There we go. I'm barely tilting it. You can see the numbers there. I think what happens is that my camera's picking this up and is getting rid of those numbers, but you can see them on there. So I use. We got to find something to do with these old iPhones besides give them away or recycle them. So I used my latest old iPhone for my Google Authenticator, but you don't need a phone to do it. You can actually use the desktop as well. So let's go back and let me share my screen once again with you, and we'll get back to where we were. And yes, you can use Binance if you're outside of the US. Binance.us you can use in the US, but Binance.com outside of the US for those of you that are international. All right, so once you get your Google Authenticator, then it's a matter of going in and going to Coinbase, and you can go to Coinbase, and this is joining Coinbase. Going to Coinbase.com would be the place you want to go. When you go to Coinbase.com, you're going to need to create an account. So you create an account, much like what I've done here. Type in, you're going to say, am I an individual or am I a business? Fill out the information. All right, make sure you let them know you're not a robot. When you create your account, it's going to ask you for the two-step verification code. That's the one you take off of the Authenticator. Now, the Authenticator has two codes. The one on top that I was the one that's on top is for Coinbase, and then there's another one for Binance down at the bottom because I signed up with Binance. Anyone you sign up with that requires an authentication code, that's going to be added to your app, to your authentication app. All right. Now, if you're looking to just buy Bitcoin, all right, and just, kind of buy and hold it, and let's say Coinbase doesn't work in your state or in your country, you could Google, best way to purchase Bitcoin in your state, and you can find some great information there. All right, but if you're going to trade it, you're actually going to trade it, you're going to need a platform that allows you to get in and out of these things. And so we'll spend a little more time on that. But, it's just a matter of, after you created your account, you then decide how you're going to pay for Bitcoin or how you're going to put money into your account. And there's a couple of different ways you could do that: bank account, credit card, wire transfer. From there, it's just a matter of purchasing. Now, what I do is I throw a couple of wallets. I create a wallet for each coin that I have. And so if I wanted to buy $100 worth of Bitcoin, for instance, I would set it up. And that would be the first thing you'd want to do is once you create your account, test it. And you can test it by putting $100 in and then buying $100 worth of Bitcoin. That's what I did. All right. Once you do that and you do it correctly, and they give you the steps. Each one's going to be a little different. You can see how you can view it in your dashboard. You can start another buy. From there, it's just a matter of creating your wallets and keeping those wallets, and then you can look at your transactions as you go through. So I have a wallet for Bitcoin, Cash, Ethereum, Litecoin. I think I have a few more since I put those together. And then after that, then it's about learning how to sending and receive Bitcoin. So you can send and receive Bitcoin very easily through Coinbase. And the way you do that is you would click on send or receive. You would take your wallet address. So if I was going to send Bitcoin, a certain amount of Bitcoin, I would say, I would click on my wallet. I'd then put the wallet address in of the person or entity that I'm going to send it to. And then I would put the amount in. Once I hit continue, all right, it would show it would show how to that piece would confirm. You'd have to authenticate, and then the other person would then receive your Bitcoin you're sending to them within a few minutes later. Receiving Bitcoin is exactly the opposite. You'd go to your accounts. You could create. You either give them your wallet information, or you give them a QR code like this, that the other person trying to send you Bitcoin, and they would send and you would receive. Okay, so those are just simple things that you can do on Coinbase when you get started. You can also buy and hold on Coinbase. All right, but really the thing is where do you go from there? Is that when you have created a Coinbase account, you start by depositing $100 in your account, make sure everything's set up properly. And then there is a Bitcoin bonus. Let me back up here. For those of you who've never done this before, I have a link for a Bitcoin bonus. Let me find that thing real quick. There it is. All right, so let me drop off here for a sec. Click on this. This will give you a 10% link on your first deposit up to $100. I'm actually going to throw that right into the link. Wasn't going to get into that, but it was on there, so what the heck. So there you go. Let's get back to where I was. And then platforms, and that's what I want to talk about with you for the next few minutes. So I want to talk about platforms and buying and holding and trading on Coinbase. So let's come over here. So I'm in my Coinbase account right now, and you can see here, market's up 366. Let me reset this real quick. There we go. So market's up 3.5%. And this is in the last 24 hours. Okay, so what happens with Coinbase and what happens with cryptocurrency is it's all based on 24 hours and out. So that means you don't look at day charts. You look at what's happened in the last 24 hours. So right now, Bitcoin's trading around 11,435, Ethereum 397.48, XRP, which is Ripple, 32 cents, etc. And you can see here up 2.79%, up 6.63%, 8.36. So Ripple is really on the run. That of the big coins is up the most. If I come up here and click on change, however, I can see who's up the most in the group that Coinbase follows and allows you to trade on. I can click change again, and I can see what's down. So DAI is down, Compound and Chainlink is flat on the day. Everything else is up in the last 24 hours. All right, if I were to click on XRP, I'm going to get a chart of XRP. And here I could go in and do a purchase. So I'm going to show you how I do a purchase right now. I'm just going to do $100 on Ripple just to show you how this works. So if I wanted to buy Ripple or anything else, one-time purchase, $100, and I actually linked one of my bank accounts to it. So I'm going to preview my buy, and then I just click on buy now. All right. And so this really works well, I think, for buy and hold. There we are. Order submitted, done. Okay, it was that fast. So that's how you can trade the buy and hold for Bitcoin. I mean, and you can get back out of it if you want to. But I think in order to do things like now, one thing that's great about Coinbase's website is that it's very easy. All right, it's very easy to use. They also have an app where you can buy and sell right on the app for your smartphone. But if you want to trade it, if you want to put in limit orders to buy and or sell, then you need something a little bit more than Coinbase. So enter Coinbase Pro. All right. Coinbase Pro allows you to use your Coinbase account. You have to sign up for a Pro account, and you're able to use your Coinbase account and actually put in limits. So I'll show you the same thing with Coinbase Pro. And so as you can see here, this is a Coinbase Pro account, and I throw a little bit of money in here to jump back and forth and trade in and out with limit orders. So let me show you how that works. All right. So let's say I want to do the same thing with Ripple. So here's XRP. I'm going to click on the symbol I'm interested in. All right. Then I'm going to come down, and I've got a little area here where I can say, all right, you know what? I want to do a limit order, and I'm going to buy. And now I can either buy in the actual coin or I can buy in the US dollar. So if I say $100 in US dollar, it's immediately going to buy $100 of Ripple. But let's say I want to do it at a limit price. And the limit price is, I'm looking at Ripple right now, it's 31.6. Let's say I want to do it at 30 cents. All right. So 30. Let's make sure I put a dot there. 30 cents. Okay. Then I will place the buy order. Oh, amount must be greater than, okay. So amount must be greater than 1. That might be in terms of 1 Ripple coin. I do this with Bitcoin all the time in here. I've never done it with Ripple before. So there we go. All right. So let's just do 1 Ripple. 1 Ripple. And I want to do it again, and this is a limit order. And I want to make sure my limit order is done at the correct price. So let's start again. It's always the live events these happen at. All right, 0.30. How much do I want to buy? I see. So it wants me to buy. Let's buy 1 Ripple. Here we go. Limit price. Okay, my bad. 0.30. So 100 Ripple. Let's do 100 Ripple at one. So that's only 30 US dollars. Place the buy order. There you go. Now it's sitting in the open orders position, waiting to be filled. All right. So whether you use the Coinbase, the old or the more web-based version or the intuitive version for trading, I like the Coinbase.com for buy and hold. All right. And for me, I have buy and hold. I have Coinbase.com, and I also keep the majority of my cryptocurrency. I actually keep it offline. All right. I keep it in something called cold storage. All right. But I use Coinbase to buy and hold. And then I also use, and then I'll transfer it out of this into my cold storage wallet. But then I use Coinbase Pro to do limit orders on, to buy and sell limit orders. It's a more advanced setup. Finally, how do I find these buy and sells? Well, here's a cryptocurrency chart. This is one that we use on our site, tomsoptiontools.com. But I can come in here and I can actually look at something called Crypto Darknet. And Crypto Darknet gives me the ability to look at what we call triple stack compressions. It's when we have long, intermediate, and short-term channels on top of each other. All right, so the computer can take a look at those and spot those. But we're getting right now buys in these cryptocurrencies here: Data, ENJ, HOT, LRC, LUN, and REQ. The majority of these do not trade on Coinbase. They trade on Binance. But we look at all the all cryptocurrencies, not just the ones that trade on Coinbase. Although most of the stuff we trade and most of the stuff I trade is on Coinbase itself. All right. So guys, that being said, let me just check and see if there are any questions or comments real quick as I round this out, this particular session with you guys today. Tom, are you just buying and selling at this point on crypto? I'm not sure what you're asking, what kind of question you're asking. I actually was mining cryptocurrency back in 2013, and I've been kind of buying it since 2014 when I stopped mining it because it got too costly to mine. All right. How do you convert Coinbase to a pro account? Just go in, Tim. Just go in and you want to sign up for a pro account. All right, and then you can move cryptocurrency from your Coinbase to your Coinbase Pro, and you can always click on the help key for them to answer any questions you have there. PNC Bank won't allow transactions in Florida. I have no idea why, Nancy. Maybe I got in before that happened because I've been using my PNC account in Florida for years now. All right. Hey, Tom, can you set up alerts on Coinbase for any increase or decrease of microcurrencies? I don't know if you can, but I'll tell you what I do. I have an app, and I'm gonna share that with you right now. So it's blockfolio.com. Right. Blockfolio.com allows me to set up those price alerts. So that's how I get, I'm able to see price alerts up and down on pretty much any cryptocurrency. Is something I use called Blockfolio. All right. Let's see. Any thoughts on trading Riot or GBTC in lieu of Bitcoin? It is a way to do it, Claudio, but that Riot blockchain isn't even when you go and you look at what they actually do, they don't do anything in Bitcoin. They actually changed their name to Riot Blockchain simply to move more people over and to start trading that stock. Now, it does move up and down with Bitcoin. However, I see it moving down more. It's kind of like an ETF. You notice how some ETFs will move up with a stock or a market or commodity. They don't move up as much, but when that market or commodity goes down, they go down more. I see Riot kind of doing the same thing. GBTC, I can't answer on because I've never traded it before, but if they do have a way of moving with those, with those particular cryptos, that's one way to trade crypto without actually trading it. Another way is if you have a Robinhood account, they allow trading their version of Bitcoin, Ethereum, etc. They actually have set their own. They're their own market maker in a sense for buying and selling. Their spreads are going to be a lot wider though. But you could use Robinhood and you could trade their pseudo cryptocurrencies. All right. Do I see BTC retracing, and if so, how far? Let's take a look here real quick. Slide over, and I had a crypto. Let's see. I had a chart on BTC. There we go. So here's BTC right now. I actually think that the lows that we saw over the weekend are a good area of hold. All right. But if we were to get a pullback, 10,000, which has been the resistance level for months now, is now becoming support. All right. So, and the other thing too is if you really want to see Bitcoin moving around in crypto, the weekends are when it happens. Almost every weekend we get the big moves. All right, big move on Sunday, big move on Sunday. You know, these huge moves are happening on weekends. I'm wondering if it's because Wall Street's closed on weekends, so where are traders going to go? But 10,000 I like. All right. Omar, you the man. Thank you very much for the comment. I appreciate it. And Robinhood only allows certain states to. Yeah, Amy, you know, I don't know what to tell you. I wish, you know, on behalf of those states that do not allow you to trade cryptocurrencies, on behalf of those states, I'm going to apologize for them because I think they're idiots. And that's pretty much it. My thoughts on the future of Ethereum, I think Ethereum is going to be the new Bitcoin. I think that's the one. We're now starting to see Ethereum and that new upgrade that they're doing I think that's going to be the big mover. All right. And if we look at ETH, I'm going to look at ETH right now, and then we're going to call it, guys, ETH. Let's take a look at it real quick. So ETH, we had a really nice buy signal on ETH back in the low twos. And as you can see, that's gone up. And not only has it gone up, but take a look at this. All right. Bitcoin is having trouble getting back above the highs that happened Saturday night. ETH is already on the way. It's back up near 400, and it is it's cruising. I'll end with this, guys. My targets. Okay, my targets for Bitcoin. All right, I see Bitcoin moving to I want to say back up to the $20,000 level. All right. Where does Ethereum go if we go to 20,000? I think Ethereum goes back up to $1,000. All right, and right now it's trading just below 400. All the others could go up even more exponentially, but they also have more risk on them. You know, if you take a look, you got to be very careful as to the coins that you trade. And if you want to know what separates the good coins from the bad coins, one of the easiest ways is look at what Coinbase offers. What Coinbase does is they vet the coins very, very well, and they only put coins out there on their marketplace they feel have sustainability. And then there is a new type of coin being breeded called a security token, which you might want to look into. Security tokens are, in essence, digital shares of stock. And I believe years down the road, we're going to see our stock shares turn into what's called digital shares. So no more will we see that T+3 where it takes 3 days to settle a stock. All right. I think that stock settlement in a digital share could happen within seconds, if not minutes, instead of days. All right. Guys, thank you very much for joining me. Check out, again, we got a YouTube video going up tonight on youtube.com/Tom's Trading Room. That will be on the overall markets and a look at the money calendar and what it has to say for the month of August. All right. Have fun. Have a great rest of your day. I'll see you again next week. Till then, bye now.